From basketball prodigy dominating the internet at just 10 years old to becoming a controversial OnlyFans model in her early 20s, Jaden Newman's story is nothing short of wild. Once hailed as a future WNBA star, even more popular than the current basketball phenom Caitlin Clark, Jaden's rise to fame was meteoric, but her career took a turn no one saw coming. But how did Jaden Newman, who seemed destined to make history in women's basketball, end up trading her WNBA dreams for a life in the social media spotlight? Today, we'll take a deep dive into Jaden Newman's journey, from her early viral basketball fame to the pressures of growing up in the public eye, and the shocking career shift that left fans stunned. Is Jaden's path a cautionary tale of early fame or a story of reinvention? Stay tuned as we uncover how one of the most hyped basketball prodigies of the last decade transitioned from dominating the court to creating controversy off it. This is the Jaden Newman story, Jaden's early success and viral fame. Jaden Newman's story begins with a basketball in hand, but it wasn't just any beginning. She was only 8 years old when she started playing varsity basketball, which is unheard of at any level. While most kids were learning basic math and reading skills, Jaden was dropping buckets on high school players. Her name became synonymous with basketball prodigy, and it didn't take long before the world took notice. By the time Jaden was 10, she wasn't just good for her age, she was good, period. Averaging 30 points per game against high school teams, Jaden quickly became the focus of viral basketball videos that racked up millions of views online. Her court skills were undeniable. Crossovers that left defenders on the ground, no-look passes that amazed crowds, and long-range shots that seemed effortless. Jaden didn't just play basketball, she dominated, and the internet couldn't get enough of it. Her highlight reels were shared across social media platforms, making her an instant internet sensation. But it wasn't just viral videos. Jaden was invited to appear on talk shows like The Queen Latifah Show, showing off her handles on national TV. She even appeared in an Under Armour commercial alongside NBA legend Steph Curry at just 10 years old. Imagine being in elementary school and already sharing the spotlight with one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. But with all the early success came intense pressure. Jaden wasn't just a regular teenager, she was a brand. Her father, who served as her coach, didn't hold back on his ambitions for her future. She was expected to practice constantly, to win, and to keep growing her reputation. The fame wasn't just an achievement, it became a burden. She had to live up to the hype every time she stepped on the court. There was also the reality that her viral success may not have reflected the true challenges she'd face at higher levels of competition. While her highlight reels showcased an incredibly skilled player, critics began to wonder if Jaden's domination was more about the level of competition rather than her sheer talent. Could she really compete with the top female athletes in the country, or was she just dominating local talent? As Jaden's high school career progressed, the gap between the viral sensation and the reality of her basketball future began to widen. Though she continued to shine, many started questioning whether she had what it took to make it in college basketball and beyond. Would her fame be enough to carry her to the next level? Jaden's early success, while incredible, set a high bar that would later become difficult to reach. The pressure, the expectations, and the spotlight. Everything was working for her, but also against her. And as she approached adulthood, the question loomed: could Jaden Newman live up to the incredible hype she had built during her teenage years? The pressure of fame and the limits of talent. As Jaden Newman's fame grew, so did the pressure to perform. The world expected greatness every time she stepped on the court, but for someone who had been in the spotlight since childhood, the burden was immense. Jaden was no longer just a basketball player, she was a viral sensation, a brand, and a symbol of what a prodigy could achieve. But was all this attention a blessing or a curse? Behind the scenes, Jaden's family was a major driving force. Her father, Jamie Newman, was both her biggest supporter and her toughest critic. He believed that with the right work ethic, Jaden could transcend women's basketball and perhaps even make history in the NBA. But as competition grew fiercer and expectations rose, Jaden began to feel the weight of it all. By her senior year, Jaden's stats, while still impressive, began to dip. Gone were the 45-point games. She was now averaging closer to 10 points per game, which, while respectable, was far from her earlier dominance. Critics began to wonder, was her early success due to weaker competition, or was the constant pressure wearing her down? As the dream of WNBA stardom narrowed, Jaden faced a reality check. The University of Miami, which once scouted her at age 9, was no longer in the picture. Instead, Jaden committed to play at Cal State LA, a Division II school. It was still an achievement, but far from the Division I powerhouse many had envisioned for her. The transition to college basketball wasn't smooth. Jaden's 5'2" frame, which hadn't been an issue in high school, became a clear disadvantage in the faster, more physical college game. Her undeniable talent was now overshadowed by the athletic gap between her and her peers. Competing at this level took its toll, both mentally and physically. Jaden's story is not unique. Many prodigies face similar struggles as they transition to higher levels. Early fame often leads to unrealistic expectations, and for Jaden, this may have stunted her long-term growth. Her viral fame set a high bar, making anything less than perfection feel like failure. As the dream of a professional basketball career faded, the Newman family shifted focus. No longer was it just about Jaden's basketball skills. It was about maintaining their brand. The spotlight moved away from her on-court achievements and toward her personal life, leading to an unexpected and controversial career shift. The controversial career shift to OnlyFans. As Jaden Newman's basketball career began to lose momentum, she made a move that left fans shocked. In 2023, Jaden pivoted away from her long-held basketball dreams and made headlines for a completely different reason. She joined OnlyFans, a platform primarily known for its adult content. This unexpected decision sent waves through both the sports world and social media. Fans who had followed her since her early viral days were stunned. How could someone once hailed as a WNBA prospect shift to something so radically different? For many, this move marked the end of Jaden's basketball legacy and the start of a new chapter, one filled with controversy. The backlash was immediate. Critics were quick to point out the drastic change in her public persona. Jaden, once seen as the girl-next-door basketball prodigy, was now making a living from a platform that often caters to adult content creators. This stark contrast was difficult for many of her fans to accept. However, others viewed the situation differently. For some, Jaden's decision to join OnlyFans was seen as a personal choice, one that gave her control over her own brand and image in a way that basketball never did. After years of being in the spotlight under the guidance of her father and the intense scrutiny of basketball fans, this was Jaden taking control of her narrative. Still, the controversy surrounding the move only grew when private videos and photos from Jaden's OnlyFans account were leaked online. The leak further fueled the fire of public opinion, with many questioning the cost of growing up in the public eye and the pressure it puts on young athletes to maintain their fame after their sports careers have faded. Through it all, Jaden remained relatively quiet, letting the media storm rage on without much personal comment. Her family, once vocal in defending her, also stayed silent. The question that remains is, was this pivot a sign of Jaden embracing her autonomy, or was it a consequence of the intense pressure and spotlight she'd been under since childhood? End Jaden Newman's journey from basketball prodigy to internet sensation and now to a controversial social media figure is as unpredictable as it is thought-provoking. Her rise in basketball was meteoric, but her transition into adulthood and the pressures that came with early fame reveal the complexity behind being a child star. Jaden's story isn't just about basketball, it's about fame, family, and the struggle to maintain control over your narrative when the world is watching. While Jaden may not have fulfilled the lofty basketball dreams many had for her, she has taken her path in her own hands, for better or worse. Whether you view her transition to OnlyFans as a misstep or a sign of empowerment, there's no denying the lasting impact of her story on how we view young athletes and viral fame in today's digital age. So what do you think? Was Jaden's career shift inevitable, or could her story have had a different outcome? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth stories like this one.